Hello, grade 7. Welcome back to Unit 3 Linear Function. For today, your learning objectives are make sure that you understand the slope and then find the slope by inspection. So for some of you, you already heard the word slope, or maybe you already know how to compute and calculate slope. So here on this slide, you will see the different expression for slopes. Okay, so to begin, get a graph paper or download the resource materials that I have shared with you and get the graph paper. What you need to do is create or draw a picture in your graph paper using a minimum of 10 points and then connect these points so that you will get around 5 or more straight lines. Okay? Pause the video and do the activity. Okay, I have an example here at the right side. Okay, to continue. So set aside the picture and then here are some definitions of slope that I can think of. Okay, so we start with a slope is the steepness of your line. Okay, steepness can mean the tilt or the inclination of the line. And so when we talk about the line, it should be a straight line. Okay. For some of you who have studied slope or algebra before, you would have heard the phrase rise over run and vertical change over the horizontal change, or vertical change divided by horizontal change. And it is also represented by the slope formula. M is equal to y sub 2 minus y sub 1 divided by x sub 2 minus x sub 1. So if you calculate the slope, it can be expressed as a fraction or a whole number. Okay, so slope can be called, and it has different names. Popularly known as a slope, but you may hear the word gradient, and in math formula, slope is always represented by the letter m. So at this point, whenever we calculate the slope, you will use the letter m. Okay, for descriptions of slope, you may describe the slope in the following form. A slope can be a positive slope. You will know when your straight line looking from left to the right that the direction it's going to is it's going up. So from left to right going up, it's positive. If you calculate it, slope is going to be bigger than 0 or m is greater than 0. Okay, that's number 1. Number 2, slope can be a negative slope. Looking from left to right, the direction is going down. And then the value is m is less than 0 or smaller than 0. The third one is a zero slope. You will know it's a zero slope because it is a horizontal line, just like what you're looking at the picture. So m is equal to 0. The last one is undefined slope. It is a vertical line and the m is undefined. That means that the value cannot be divided, so it's called undefined. So those are the 4 different types of slope when you describe. Number 1, positive. 2, negative. 3, zero slope. And the last one, undefined slope. Okay, now get your picture, the one that you have drawn, and then identify the different or describe the slopes that you have made. Just like what I'm showing you right now on the screen, you will see the examples of how I did it. Okay, so do it in your picture. Once you are done identifying or describing the different slopes, then that means that you're going to take a photo of that and then you're going to include your drawing in your submission in ManagePad. Okay, do that now. Pause the video. Okay, at this point you are done taking the picture. you're done with your first activity. Let's move on. Okay, so you can also identify your slope by inspection. So on this slide, you will see a straight line and 2 points F and G. By looking at the line, you can already describe it as a positive slope because from left to right, the direction is going up. Okay, so first thing that you can do to identify the slope is draw a line from F going up and count the number of units. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So in the direction of going up, you have 10 units. Okay. And then after that, count the number of units from that point going to point G. Then you will have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So going to the right, you have 9 units. Now we can get our slope by doing 10 over 9. So this is your slope. And you know it's positive because it's going up. Okay? So remember, direction going up or down is your numerator for the fraction. And then the direction going right to the left represents your denominator of the fraction. Okay, let's have more example. So we have 2 lines here. Let's start with line A. Okay, so let's count the going up or down, number of units going up or down. Okay, so you have A. You know you're going to stop here because the second point for line A is until at this point. Yeah. Okay, so let's count that one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I wrote -5 because the line is going down, so the slope is a negative slope. Now after I know that, then I am going to count the number of units going to the right. So from there, you will have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So you have 12 units. You can now write your slope. Slope of line A is -5 out of 12 or 5 over 12. Let's move on to line B. Line B is going up, so we know right away the slope is positive. So from point, I'm going to use this point in line B. Now direction of going up is 2 units. Okay, that will be the numerator. And then now counting the horizontal line, how many units? You will have 4 units. Okay. Then I can now have my slope. The slope is 2 out of 4. Okay, remember the numerator is the vertical one and then the denominator is the horizontal line. You can simplify your fraction. 2 out of 4 is the same as 1/2, so just write 1/2. Now, you may now stop the video or pause the video and do this on your own. So to check if you understand what I have explained to you. Okay, so remember that you are going to take photos of your answers here and part of this is going to manage back. Okay, so now I'm animating it. You can count. All you have to do is put them together. Okay, now I've given you the value of the horizontal line. That means that you need to find out yourself how many units is the vertical line. Put it all together. What is the slope? Okay, let's go to the second one. That's the vertical line. Here's the horizontal line. Put together your numerator and denominator to get the fraction of the slope. Okay, I'm giving you a hint. If you simplify it, it's going to be -5. So in your answer, you need to explain to Miss L why is the slope -5. Okay. Once you are done, take a photo and then put it all together with your first activity. Now, for the last one, we're almost at the end. Okay, so you are going to graph a line when you are given 1 point and the slope. So I'm going to give you an example. So for this problem, you're given 1 point. The point is the coordinates are 2 and -3. Remember that the horizontal line is your x-axis and the y line is your y-axis. And your point is always written in x, y format. Okay, so 2, -3 is, I'll count 2 units at the x-axis. 1, follow my pointer, 1, 2. And then the y point is at -3. That means we are going down because it's a negative by 3 units. 1, 2, 3. So the point 2, -3 is over here. You can see the point that I've made. Okay. Now it says the slope should be 4. So slope of 4 means 4 out of 1. So 4 is the numerator. That means that your vertical line or the going up and down direction should have 4 units. And because it is a positive slope, that means that when you draw the line, the direction should be going up. So from point 2, -3, I will go up by 4 points. So follow the line that I am making. Okay, there you go. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's 4. And then move to the right because I want to make a direction of going up by 1 point. And then I drew the point here. And now just connect the 2 points and draw a long line. And that will be the answer for the line that I've asked you to draw. Okay, so the other point is 3, 1. How do I know it's 3, 1? So from the x-axis, I count 1, 2, 3. That's the x. I have here 3. And then this one is going up by 1 point. Then you have 3, 1. Okay, so if you are confused at this point, that means that you have to rewind the video and then watch this part again. On the next slide, I'm giving you 2 points and I want like you to draw and then find the slope of these 2 problems. Okay, so get the slope and then the point, and then you are going to draw the line. There are 4 questions here. These are the first 2 questions. Okay, and then I am going to move to the next 2 questions. Make sure that you're copying them. That means you will have to answer 4. Okay, so here we go again. I'll repeat it. First one is 3, 4, 5, 6. For number 2, -1 and 5. And then the other point is 1 and -1. For number 3, you're given a slope and a point. The slope is 3 and the other point is 3, -1. For the 4th question, slope is -5 out of 6 and the point is 5, 5. So there are 4 problems. Okay, so let's put together everything. You have 2 things that you need to be submitting. Number 1 is the drawing, okay, describing the slope. Number 2, the 4 problems that I have just given you. Deadline is on Monday at 4 p.m. Take a picture or take pictures of all your answers, and the name of the activity in ManageBac is Virtual School Slope. Bye!